Hello, hello, and welcome back to the most amazing podcast in the world. 10 questions and a glass of champagne with Florin. Today we have with us a special guest, a really special guest. Yeah, I will ask you about that later. Anna is not into our, this is not what I signed for, but we have Anna Gita. She is the CEO of MaxWeb. And Anka, welcome and thank you for accepting my invitation.
Hi, guys. Thank you so much for having me. I'm thrilled to be here. It's no secret that everything that you're behind, I admire. And, your conference is one of my favorite. And I was so thrilled to hear about your podcast. It's my honor to be here. And I hope we can cover some really fun topics. You have no idea what's in my cup. You can assume it's coffee, but maybe it's exactly what you sign up for. So.
That's true. That's okay.
We're gonna have a good
playing games at a certain level, which I love. Okay, so I will explain you in a bit the format of the podcast. In the meantime, for who doesn't know or who is new to our podcast, Anna was, beside the fact that she's speaking in the most important events in the world, she also came to our event last year as a speaker. This year she will be again. I invited her as a speaker, but then we agreed that I will give you a break because you need one. You are working a lot, and yeah, I really appreciate that. I really appreciate the help, and yeah, I love having this kind of personalities around me, which is very important because you know how it says. So the people that surround you are the ones which, show. Exactly. So the format of the podcast is the following. We have a total of 20 questions, which we gather between some brainstorming internally and some others we picked from our followers. We put them together. And what we do, we have built a tool into our beautiful website. Okay. A shuffle tool. And I'm sharing the screen right now. That basically will mix this question and we will pick one up randomly for you. You will have exactly 3 minutes, maximum 3 minutes to reply each question. Don't be in a rush. Usually it's more than enough time. If I consider that your reply, it's interesting for the public, if I consider.
Very fair, dictatorship.
Yes, randomly, then you will have an extra minute to reply. Okay?
Perfect. I love it. Such a good way. I'm ready.
You're born ready, I know that. Start now. What's the biggest challenge you've encountered so far on your road to success?
The biggest challenge is probably mindset. I was in Eastern Europe. I moved to the US when I was younger. So if, many of our viewers maybe are from Eastern Europe, you might remember how we were raised in school. You were considered excellent and a very good kid if you were very humble. That was the epitome of a good kid in Eastern Europe. You were quiet, you did your stuff, you were humble. So imagine I moved to the US. I wanted to have my career, to build my empire. Well, with that type of mindset, it was very hard. So I think the biggest challenge was reprogramming my subconscious mind. As someone who's a pragmatist, who has never read books about energy or vibrations, it was very hard for me, and it was a challenge to even learn about mindset, learning how to change my subconscious mind and how to think in a different way. That was the biggest challenge for me, but I'm very, excited and honored to tell you that, it works if you put in the time. It's not like what you see in movies. You don't have to meditate for 7 hours at a time in an ashram to be better at business. No, there are small changes, positive no's, the law of attraction. What you put out in the universe is going to come back to you. Stuff like that, believe me, you don't have to spend thousands of dollars, how I did, to go to the best masterminds in the world. They're going to tell you the same thing. Be positive, think good thoughts, be present, and it's going to help your mindset tremendously. It definitely helped me. So that was the biggest challenge for me.
I totally agree. And I would like to complete here that this was also one of the biggest challenges I had, because as you said, besides the society we've been both raised in Eastern Europe, but I think it's kind of a problem of on the entire world level, where we grow up in slightly dysfunctional families sometimes, where you come out with some traumas from the childhood because you're not good enough, you shouldn't be that way, this way. So the step which basically for me changed totally the way I see myself, the life and my career, was starting to go to therapy. I did 1.5 years of therapy. So I totally suggest everyone is therapy that has issues like this. For example, for me, failing in a project or starting a project which would have resulted in a failure would be like a tragedy. Right now, I know that it's just a step for me to learn from those failures. And it's, this is a really, really, really big challenge.
I mean, no one learns anything from successes. You don't learn anything from successes, but you learn so much from failure. Like,
oh yeah. So totally agree with you. Next one. How did you end up into this industry? I was hoping that this would pop out because I don't know.
It's such a great question, and it's it's a funny one because I moved to the U.S. I went to Penn State, Pennsylvania. That's like the eastern coast of the U.S. school. And I started working in a behavioral health clinic. I always work in management. That's all my education, and everything I did was on like pure management style type of leadership. So I used to run a triage department at a behavioral health clinic in Pennsylvania. Then I was recruited for a company in California and Los Angeles to manage their office in downtown Los Angeles management, but that was for a baby bedding company, right? Okay. So my background is very different. Like, I didn't do anything digital or, in tech. Long story short, 8-9 years ago, I met this guy who is my best friend and my mentor now, Mike Peters. And we had a call, we had a chat, we had a common friend. And Mike was looking for someone with an MBA to help him with some ideas. Long story short, I had that call with Mike. He told me about affiliate marketing. Now, the first university, my first degree was in marketing, and I didn't even know anything about affiliate marketing. So when he started telling me about it, just like a light bulb came up, and I was like, wow, like this can be so profitable. And I saw people in our space that made so much money, they didn't even put in the work, or they didn't even have the tools. So immediately I was like, well, this is an industry where I think we can make lots of money from. So I started working alongside Mike, and we, I learned about payment processing and affiliate marketing and so forth. And then a couple of years later, I had the idea of MaxWeb to have a place for affiliates to really call home. And that really is how everything started.
Oh my God. So interesting. I always love when I'm hearing this kind of stories, people that come from totally different backgrounds, which found their way in somehow, and they just identify themselves with the industry. I love it.
Exactly.
Okay, next one. Who is your favorite billionaire personality and why?
Oh my gosh, I have to think. Who do they make billions of dollars? I don't know if they do. I really like Simon Sinek. I don't think he's a billionaire, but I think he's brilliant, and I always have something to learn from him. Same with Adam Grant.
For sure.
They are just brilliant human beings, and I came to learn that the people that are actually very successful, the ones that build empires, are not the type of sharks or very aggressive, alpha dominating humans that we assumed would be. They're usually people who are very kind, very smart, fantastic communicators, right? So yeah, I would say Simon Sinek and Adam Grant. I never got that question, so thank you for...
Simon Sinek is 18 million. Adam Grant, let's see, Adam Grant should be more.
Let's see, I'm curious.
This is what Google says, at least. I don't know.
I'm thinking too.
Where is it? Adam Grant. Adam Grant is the second bio. I don't see any numbers. Maybe we should ask ChatGPT. Anyway, Adam Grant, I love his books.
Me too. And you know what? You know how it's with billionaires. A lot of the billionaires, it's inherited money. Like a lot of the really, rich people, we're talking not just people in the Western countries, but Southeast Asia, people that are born with maybe oil in their backyards. They're not people that are mainstream famous, right? But we, so a lot of the billionaires that are out there, their money is inherited, not earned. But people like Adam Grant or Simon Sinek, I respect them so much because they made everything and they can impact so many other humans.
That's true. I also like let's say this kind of worth, gained worth, the one which was built from not necessarily from scratch, but with hard work. So you didn't just get the money. Because if you think about it, people which, okay, I'm a billionaire, I do whatever I want, and you cannot call that person a really great mind necessarily, even if you got all the I don't know, best education in the world. Until, I mean, if you would compare this kind of billionaire and the billionaire or millionaire or multimillionaire which worked his way out, if you compare the two minds, definitely you have way more to learn from this guy which worked his way out than the other.
100%. 100%.
Oh, what are the top 3 must-have personality traits to succeed in this business, in your opinion?
Only 3. All right.
More than 3, but top 3.
Okay. So number 1, I have to start with the hustle. You know, you've seen so many people who maybe have the academic pedigree, maybe they have the connections and the communication skills, but they lack that hustle. And what I mean by hustle here is knowing the nuances of a conversation, is the feeling you get when you know when it's time to push or not, when you're making a negotiation. And hustle usually is connected with very hard work. Right? It can be in forms of, if you're a sales agent, having 100 of calls scheduled every day, doing everything you can to make things happen. So that hustle aspect of your personality, I think it's so important to be successful in business. 2, being a good communicator all around, and a good communicator knows even when to pause. If you have any lawyer friends, they're going to tell you there's so much power in pausing. So being a good communicator doesn't mean to be able to conversate on any topic and, you know, being able to touch every aspect. Is also knowing when to shut up and let the other person speak. So being a good communicator in our space, no matter the role, is vital. And 3, this, it's going to come as a shock and it sounds very cheesy, but being empathic and having that kindness to you is vital, because if you're not kind and empathic, it's going to be very difficult for you to listen when you're supposed to, because you're going to feel like you're just so darn smart. You always have something to say, right? So if you're not empathic and kind, it's going to be very hard to listen to what's happening in the space and in the industry, and you're going to lose a lot. So empathy and kindness, paramount. I mean, I had the privilege to be in rooms with many of millionaires, not billionaires, or maybe they are just very good about keeping their profits, but it's always people that are very, very kind, very empathic. They listen to everyone else before they make decisions.
Totally agree. So I don't know many successful people which are egocentric. I know a few, but not too many. So that's let's say some exceptions.
Yeah. And the exceptions is usually short success, right? It's now, we're not talking about a legacy of 20 years or anything like that. Just take money overnight, and then it's different.
And I agree with the hustle part. I agree actually with all top 3 that you said. The hustle part, I agree with the fact that you said, okay, you need to know when, how to behave in a conversation and everything. This has to do a lot also with your personality. A lot of work, as you said, on yourself, on your mindset. And again, we're coming back to the mindset thing. And you need to trust yourself, trust your instincts, trust your actions. When you speak, you need to speak convinced, and you need to believe what you are speaking out. And yeah,
you have confidence. Like, exactly. If you don't have confidence, it's going to be very difficult to out hustle anyone.
Who would put money or business or parts of his business in the heads of someone that doesn't believe, doesn't have self-confidence.
100%.
Next one. What is your favorite place in the world to live in and why?
Oh my gosh. Well, home, always home. And home is where the loved ones are, right?
Okay. So what would the perfect home be?
A perfect home for me would be a place with lots of books. I'm a reader, so envision like a huge library with lots of cozy reading spaces, maybe a fireplace. Yeah, definitely a place like that. It's ironic because I travel so much, people assume that I, love to be everywhere. No, I actually cannot wait to be back home. I'm one of those people. So for me, I don't care. I've seen so many countries. I've been on every continent. I've traveled so much, and I would be okay with not ever traveling again if I'm just home with my family. And
okay, I will put the question another way. Do you have a favorite country and city?
I don't. I really don't. I probably love like the western side of Canada a lot. I don't know if you've ever been to like that Vancouver area. Is just beautiful, very remote, incredible nature. Like you can go up on the glacier mountains with a helicopter because there's no other way to access that area, and it's just beautiful. Like if you believe in God, or if you don't, you just look at that area and you're like, okay, it makes sense. Someone created this beauty. So that's if I envision a beautiful place. I usually think of that Western Canada area.
Got it. Okay. Next one. If you have a role model in the industry, oh my God. Sorry, we will cut this. I don't even know how they reach me. Okay. If you have a role model in the industry, who is he and why?
I have lots of role models. I always look up to people, and there's so many people that I admire in our space. Probably it would have to be Mike Peters. He's the founder of many companies in our space, like HelpGrid or Buy Goods, companies that do payment processing, customer service, Tixi. They do like ticketing. So Mike is one of the people that I admire because he's going to be so present in any conversation. And he's probably the smartest human I know, IQ-wise, and he always has the patience to listen to everyone and have like a kind input about everyone's business. He's also an angel investor, and no one knows this. So it's just good to, if you see him at shows, he doesn't travel as much, make sure to approach him and,
Okay, you need to. I don't think I know him personally. Do I?
I don't think so. No, because he wasn't in. Maybe we'll convince Mike to join the conference in Milano. But yeah, it would definitely be Mike. He's just such a smart and kind human. It's impossible not to learn something from him.
And I love to sit even for 10 minutes with people like this, where you can just exchange a little bit of not even words or knowledge, but vibe.
Oh yeah,
energy.
It just changes everything.
Perfect. Now, describe in 3 words the Affiliate Expo conference. Just 3 words. You've been there last year. You know how it is.
Powerful, insightful, and fun.
Powerful, insightful, and fun. Okay.
It's powerful for your business because you're going to have, the relationships to make more money. Insightful because you learn so many new tricks on different traffic sources. And fun because usually the type of people that attend the conference are just great humans that not just make a lot of money, but you couldn't tell, like the type of personalities who are successful people, but very kind and fun to be around.
Totally agree. Last year, one review that I got from most of the affiliates I know, big guys, which are running numbers, they told me, listen, I didn't met one person that was not doing money in that conference.
Exactly.
Neither one. I mean, it wasn't a conference with thousands of people,
Yep.
How you see maybe some other conferences. But those guys, which were there whoever I've met, everybody was doing money. So
yeah,
that's a really great.
By powerful too. Exactly. That's, you kind of won that from a conference.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, at the end, you did many more conferences than me, and you've been to some conferences that I didn't even reach yet. But I think we can agree here that the bigger the conference, the more difficult it is to connect with people. I mean, yeah, you have a lot of traffic passing by if you have a booth and everything, and you need to work on it, follow up and everything after. So you have like a bag full of business cards, but you cannot connect. And the best business I ever did in my life, or the people I've met,
100%.
I made business were by connecting, partying together, having a drink, sharing memories, values, and all this kind of stuff.
Yep, 100%.
What is the best decision you ever made in your life, and why? One decision.
Oh my gosh. I probably marrying my husband, because then I wouldn't have my son. And any parent would tell you the greatest love of your life is your kid. So I couldn't have my kid without my husband. So probably that was the best decision. And in business, like, you cannot be at a level in business where you make lots of money if you don't have that healthy support. I mean, you could, but you're kind of limited. You're going to meet people that make nice money, like, let's say $300K a year, or like really beautiful profits. But for them to reach that million every so often, like good, healthy status, they have to be have a healthy support system. Because if you're on that vibration of having a healthy support system, you're going to grow. So for me, that was definitely my decision.
So beautiful answer. I can tell just from this answer that you are a person so attached to the family. I mean, the beauty of being on the other side of the guest is that I asked this question to, I think, at least 6 or 7 people. Obviously, every time a different answer. It's the first time I had an answer with the family regarding the family, so which connects the family. It is beautiful. Thank you for that. I met your husband. I'm following you on social media. I saw that you are posting quite often photos with your kid, which is also a karate practicer, right?
Yeah. Football, karate, ski. He loves all the sports.
I did martial arts as well. That's why that jumped into my eyes when I saw the belt and all this kind of
taekwondo. I love that.
So every time the answer is different, and I totally agree with you that in order to grow to a certain level, you need the stability in your life, even from an emotional point of view, mindset, and then also the family and everything must be set up. Otherwise, you will just run around.
And it's not like you cannot be successful, right? You can, but I'm talking about levels, right? Levels of doing more and more and doing better. It's a game changer when you're emotionally happy and relaxed.
Totally understand it, and I agree. Yes. So guys, take it as an example. Settle, marry, have kids. What's one thing that has impressed you the most in the past 10 years? One thing. Doesn't matter from what, it doesn't need to be from the industry. Something that has impressed you the most.
Oh, yeah, I know. I was the most impressed where now we moved back to Eastern Europe. So we live in Romania, in the northern part of Romania. The business stayed in the US, but we live in a very small town in North Romania now. So when the war happened in Ukraine a while back, it impressed me so much on how people came together, how everyone went to the border here, because we're probably 45 minutes out from the border, and everyone was helping Florin. I mean, it was just gives me goosebumps. People that I thought were very cold, Romanians, you never know. They can be like very volcanic and, set in their own ways and always not caring about other ethnicities or people. Everyone came together. Lots of people in our hometown were donating their apartments, their houses, their cars to help with the efforts of the refugees, and impressed me fantastically, because I had this wrong stereotype of Romanians not being the most helpful when it comes to other nationalities. And I'm so happy that I was proven wrong, and everyone came together and we proved that in times of difficulties, we will be there for each other. So even in a time so, dark, it kind of gave me faith in humanity. Like, okay, people are trying to help others, people that don't even, they don't even know each other and they're trying to help. So that impressed me a lot.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I remember that period. I wasn't in Romania at that time. I was in, I think in Cyprus or somewhere. I was still living there, but I was coming back to Romania once this started to happen. And I remember that, yeah, people were organizing groups where you could donate, and of course we knew who is managing the money and everything. And one person in particular from our industry did a lot, even if many people don't know, and he kept it from himself. I know, which is Stefan Mühlbauer.
Yeah, of course. I know.
Stefan Mühlbauer, he did a lot. I mean, he raised money. He went to the border with cars full of food. He took people and drive them to other people, arrange houses for them. He were raising donations from the industry, and he didn't talk to too many people about that. And I was so impressed about this. And I was, man, you're a German living in Romania. You don't even like Romania as a country that much. You stay here because you have a daughter, and okay. And you were between the first responders, and yeah, you're right. Everybody mobilized to help, and because at the end, I remember I've met a family, and I have goosebumps only by thinking, in the Bucharest airport, and they were traveling. They were like lost. They didn't speak English. They didn't speak anything. They didn't have enough money to reach the destination, and they were like going around and asking, how can we reach Germany? We have some relatives there, and we need 100 euro extra for the ticket. And I saw like people, oh, come with me, I will buy you the ticket. So it means a lot.
Right. It's definitely impressive. Think of it like that.
Yes. And for those who are maybe a few countries away from the heat, and they were at that period, they didn't felt it on the first person as we did. And yeah, it's impressive. It's something which, if it would happen like in any countries regarding any kind of crisis, the world would be so much different.
I agree.
Okay, what are 3 pieces of advice you would give yourself 10 years ago?
Oh my gosh, beautiful question. I'm loving this. Okay, so one advice I would give myself is to ask for more, because we were raised to not ask for things. I remember my first interview, I didn't even ask for more money, and I was brilliant. I was starting my MBA. I was so good at what I was doing, and I had that interview and I would just smile and nod it. I didn't even ask for more money. So I should have asked for more money. Now I know better, but I would definitely advise myself to ask in any interaction. Ask, if you're a person that works hard, ask for anything you need. Business interaction with a client, ask for what you need. Don't be embarrassed to ask. It's not, it's okay to ask, especially for financial gain. Don't be embarrassed of that. So that would be number 1. Number 2 is trust my instincts more. I really wish someone would have told me to trust my instincts more. It's not something that, I grew up understanding or paying attention to. And sometimes you get a vibe from people. They say the right things. They are great communicators, but you just get an off vibe. I would advise myself, it would have saved me so much money the last 10 years to just pay attention to my intuition, because that business partner that I thought was going to be, great, not so great. If I would have listened to my intuition, that would have helped. And 3, delegate. And now I know how to delegate. 10 years ago, I was awful at this. Any new entrepreneur would tell you, you think you know how to do everything. You do it better than others. Oh my gosh, I cannot let my team do it because I'll do it better. That's stupid and silly. Please delegate, because it's the only way to grow and reach the next level. Maxup is probably the number 1 CPA network globally now. And that's because I learned how to delegate. Because how could one person be responsible for growing a company? So definitely learn how to delegate.
It's impossible. You need a team, and the team needs a leader. So it's interesting that I'm following a girl, which is It's her name is Sarah Al Nadami, I think. She's an Emirati girl. She has like 9 businesses, something like that. She's like a really good one. You should Google her. She's amazing. I really love her mindset. And she said the same thing many times. Like, okay, she's not like a feminist. Like, we need to empower women or whatever, because she said like women don't need power, men don't need power, women don't need power. So when you say that you empower someone, it's like they are helpless. You can it's she keeps the balance between the equality.
I know. The crazy liberals or the crazy conservatives. I know I'm the same. I'm a boy mom, so obviously I'm always gonna be on both sides. And as a woman, I think obviously it's about having the same opportunities. That's what we're trying to say. We have the same opportunities. We should all try to work together instead of creating this negativity besides men and women, or having this gap of, attacking each other. That's just silly and doesn't help anyone.
Exactly. And one thing I've learned from many of her podcasts, she doesn't have a podcast. She just participates to many podcasts. She just accepts any invitation, which is cool.
Which is very cool.
And she said, like, you need to be a leader. I am a leader. She said, I'm a leader. I employ people which are better than me to doing certain jobs so I can scale. Otherwise, I cannot do everything. And this mindset, actually, okay, I'm the CEO of my company and I'm the leader of the company and whatever, but I never thought at it like that. I'm delegating as well since a few years, because before I was a control freak, which was
I think we all were. And it's just, I wish we knew sooner, but at least we learned.
Exactly. And basically, I learned that we can do so much more just by trusting our team members, employing the right people, first of all, and then delegate, trust them with responsibilities. They will amaze you.
I agree 100%, my dear friend.
Okay, thank you, Anka. I know that you are very, very tight on schedule. I don't want to keep you more than necessary.
Thank you.
Thank you again for being with us today.
So much fun, honestly. I obviously, everyone knows I do a lot of speeches and podcasts, but this was so much fun. You can tell by my energy that I'm just feeling so good. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. And guys, if you want to know more about Anna and everything she does, you can just Google her. I mean, you don't even need a direct link. Anna, MaxWeb CEO, she goes everywhere. She speaks everywhere. And the quality of those speeches, I mean, what I loved about your speech that you had in the Affiliate Expo last year, I love that the information you have provided in it was something which only a person that knows the industry, knows the subject, it's in contact with the affiliates, with all the flow, the funnel of the sale and everything, from landing page creation to all the advertising, the ads, the design and everything, copies. So I was looking at you while you were speaking on the stage, and I was like, wow. I mean, this is the kind of leader any company would need.
Thank you. I appreciate that deeply. And that's why when we were talking, and that's why sometimes I'll take a break from speaking, because when I do speak, I always put so much effort to making sure that, we touch upon every knowledge point, because I was part of many conferences and there are some people that are so charismatic and so nice, but at the end of the speech, you don't learn a lot. And we want to, I know I've noticed all the speakers that you invited are so good and knowledgeable, and congrats for that, because that's what we want to listen to, right? You want to take some notes, have something knowledgeable when you're done with the conference. So thank you for always being so thoughtful about the people that you invite to speak.
Thank you. Thank you. It means a lot for me as well, because it's not hard to find the professionals in the industry. Unfortunately, there are many which are selling themselves very good as professionals. But then when you receive a template of a presentation, you understand that this is someone which maybe somewhere, whatever. So we don't want to have that, because at the end, how can we grow an industry that is making money for me and you and for thousands of other people if we are not educating people with the idea to onboard new people, right? To bring new people on board, because in the past period, in the past years, especially in countries like Italy, but also other countries, it boomed, the gurus part, where make money with affiliate marketing, 5,000 euro a day, that and that. Yeah, it's possible, but not in 3 months of course or whatever, in years.
Yes, of course. And if you have listened to any of my actual webinars with our affiliates, you know what my advice is? One sale a day. Focus on one sale a day, $100 a day. When you get to that, then you can be proud of yourself. Of course, the next level is going to be 1K a day, right? But no, the first step, any business person that actually made money and has money in their bank account, they're going to teach you to start with something reasonable. And one sale a day, that's $700 a week. I think this is pretty beautiful, because if you're working a 9 to 5, you almost are able to quit your 9 to 5 and do this full time. So that's what you should focus on, not 5K a day, because of course that's possible. We have affiliates that make 80K a day. I know it's crazy and beautiful and insane, but they have been working for years to get there and probably have a big team behind them. So be smart. It's possible. Our industry is very profitable, but you need to be smart and pace yourself, because it's an organic growth. It's not overnight.
Then affiliate marketing, the affiliate marketing industry is not only about being an affiliate. You can find so many jobs in it, affiliate manager. And they are paid so well.
Funnels. So well.
Yeah.
Customer service, fulfillment.
Exactly. Well, before we close, I would like you to speak a little bit about your book, because I would like to give you a hand on making it more popular, because I know that you have just released your book, and I'm really looking forward to read it. And as I said, I'm hoping that until Milan, my book will be ready, Affiliate Insider. Beautiful, beautiful cover, by the way.
Thank you. Well, the colors, the team advised on the colors. I just said, oh, that looks pretty because it's the mix-up colors. Well, my son loves orange, so that's the big decision behind having the orange with the black. It was my kid, my then 3-year-old kid, that decided. So there we go. But the book, if you have anyone who's getting started, I think it's very good for medium-sized affiliates, but usually people that are getting started, and affiliate managers, because we have so many affiliate managers in any niche in our space who maybe don't know the terminology, don't know the different traffic sources, how to speak at conferences. So the book kind of touches on all that. Honestly, I hate selling anything, so I don't want to sell the book. Just check some of the reviews online, see if it resonates with you. I honestly think it's great, and I actually wrote it as free for Expo affiliates. We have over 40,000 affiliates, so you can imagine I'm not making money from this. It's really just giving back. But I really think it's wonderful, because when I got started, the information was not in one place. It was all scattered. So it's just, it kind of has all the beginning, like the playbook, in one place. So you know, if you like the reviews and you think it would be helpful, give it a try and let me know what you think.
I'm looking forward to read it as well. And I would like to thank you personally for writing this book, not because you write it for the affiliates and all this kind of stuff, but because in this industry, there are not that many sources of information. Like, you cannot go and study this industry. You cannot. This is the reason why I also wrote my book. My book, by the way, it will be on how to build and manage an affiliate network from scratch, which is totally different.
Yeah, but it's so great. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to read it.
So we need, if we, the persons which made a way in this industry, made their way in this industry, don't provide this information to the public, who? I mean, we would leave too much space to the gurus that we were just speaking before about. And guys, 2,000, 3,000 euro course will never teach you what you could read in that book. That's for sure.
$9.
Exactly. And you said that you will give it away for free. I will tell you my plan, and after that we will close. I will give it for free to a few of our clients that I have promised it to, and a few friends, just to have a review. And then I will sell it, but I will not sell it to make profit. I will sell it to donate. I already spoke. I have a, let's say, in Brasov, where I live half of the year, there is a girl which I really love what she does with animals. She rescues like dogs from the streets and cats, and she goes with them to the doctor and everything, and she does everything into her house. I mean, she has like a huge villa built for her and her husband, and it's full of animals everywhere. She has dogs, horses. She's rescuing horses from being killed for whatever. So I really like what she does, and I'm trying to donate constantly to her, and I would like to make out of this book a passive income for her.
Yeah. Oh,
of course, it's a way to promote my company and my name as well. I don't want to be, you know.
Absolutely, but that's so smart. I love that. I absolutely love that.
So yeah, that's my plan. Again, thank you for being with us. It was really interesting. I can't wait to see you in Milan, and all the best to your husband.
Thank you. I
with
will.
The kid and everything you plan to do in this year and in the next years, and see you soon in Milan.
Thank you, my dear friend. I really appreciate it. And I can't wait to see you all. Even if I'm not making time for a speech this year, I promise to be there. I will, if any of you guys attending have questions for me, I will be walking the show. Please stop me. I will be so happy to help you with anything and any questions you have. I don't believe in consulting, so I will never ask for money. You just ask me, and if I can help you, I promise to help everyone that's going to attend.
5-minute rule. I think from a book of Adam Grant, I read it, if I'm not mistaken. If you can help someone in 5 minutes, it doesn't cost you anything.
100%.
5 minutes favor rule. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for being with us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, help us grow a little bit this channel. We just started it. We have almost 100 people that subscribe to it. But yeah, okay. The road to 1 million starts from 1. Have a good one.